Earth and Space Science. These are the directions for the Coevolution of Earth Systems and Life assignment. And so it doesn't look long, but it is long. I guess it's more reading than anything. Um, what you're going to be doing, as I'm going to kind of read this out here, you're going to be using the websites linked below in each section to answer the questions. Some of the questions have these helpful links that you can actually use. It'll take you to the specific part on the page where there is an answer, because it is text heavy, some of these articles. Now, here's the deal. You can use text evidence in your answer, but you should also be using your own words. So you can't just like put a copy paste quote, whatever, and be done. I do want you to explain a little bit. As a teacher, I need to see that you understand what you're reading, what you're writing, what you're copying and pasting. And so that's where that explanation kind of ties in. Okay. So you do copy paste a quote, make sure you explain how that's actually the answer, how it makes sense. So for the first one, we're looking at the origins of life. This video is kind of helpful. It's how long? 13 minutes, so kind of long. But this website's what you're looking for. Now, this is like the whole article. This is actually going to take you to what you need. So when I click on this, I'll kind of show you on my screen. And if it doesn't work, but it should work. It'll kind of highlight where the answer is in purple. It used to be yellow, but now it's purple. If it doesn't do this for you, just look on my screen and kind of show you. It was, now I lost it. See, oh, it's in here. And what you're doing is you're kind of learning about this experiment that this guy Hazen did, and trying to think about maybe why he did it, as he's trying to recreate some of the conditions for how we think early life started. So we have Hazen's experiment is kind of one way of figuring out how early life started. The other one that's a little bit more famous, I would say, the one I learned about in college, is the Miller-Urey. And so they'll kind of describe that as well. I can give you kind of a brief overview of both, right? In Hazen's experiment, he tried to create the conditions that would be similar for life starting at the bottom of the ocean. So he provided a heat source, which would be like a thermal vent, and lots of pressure. And he wanted to see if essentially the building blocks of life, amino acids and some other things, would form or be created. And he found out they did. And Miller-Urey, what he tried to do is he basically took like broth, kind of. It's not necessarily broth, but that's how it's described. So some sort of liquid goo with some stuff in it. And he had a heat source on it, and then he added lightning as kind of that spark. And what he found is it did create some of these amino acids as well. So we're not really sure how life started. Those two kind of experiments lead to kind of the two leading theories on the topic, but somehow, I mean, essentially life needed these building blocks, amino acids, and it really needed some sort of energy source to get started. And both of these prove that those could have existed that way. So kind of cool. Oh, and that kind of gives you the answer there. So if you're paying attention, good job. When you move on to part two, we're looking at, and then part two and part three, two specific examples where life has impacted the Earth. Like I said in the instructional video, a lot of times it's Earth impacting life. In this case, it's opposite. It's flipped on its head. And so this website, you're going to be reading about how early Earth has impacted our atmosphere. You may have even saw that on this website here, because I believe it talked about it. But it kind of goes with these different tabs here. So I'll talk about what the early atmosphere was like, as well as, I want to say it's this one. What was going on? It doesn't remember. I want to say it's here. It was before, sorry. Because then once you get to like 6, you don't really need 6, 7, and 8. I don't think. I could be wrong. But it'll talk about essentially how the production of oxygen impacted our atmosphere and life as we know it. And so again, there's a link to help you. It should take you to the right thing. I think that was page 3. Yep. And that'll kind of help you to kind of sift through some of that information. There's 2 links to help. How nice of me. And then this last one is about how early bacteria impacted soil, which then impacted plants. So then you can, this is the article in its entirety. It's actually a Google Doc because I found it from the website because the website had lots of ads. So you can use that article as well as these links to start and kind of describe what's going on there. Okay, again, you may use text evidence, but it needs to be somewhere in your own words, whether you're adding that or whatnot. But this will kind of give you really good examples of how early life impacted the Earth in these really significant ways that really help us either today or really kind of set us up for all the life that we have, today, present. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.